Hey, what's up? It's Tamira here. Really excited to come back and be going live. In my last video, I talked about two big predictions, and one of them being that blogging was going to be making a big comeback, in part due to Pinterest surging. And because I got TamiraHamilton.com back online and am blogging again, I said I would start sharing a little bit more of my blogging journey. So if you are new and you have not watched me before, my name is Tamira Hamilton. I blog about the business of you. I've been blogging since 2014, and I have driven massive amounts of traffic from Pinterest to my multiple blogs. I've had multiple blogs over the years, along with two affiliate websites and mini websites and all kinds of things. Hey, Mr. Incredible Ether, long time no talk. And so I'm really excited to share some of the things that I've been doing, because I actually found Mr. Ether, my blogging boot camp, my 4-week blogging boot camp, where I went live once a week for 4 weeks to a paid group, and shared how I set up my blogs and what I call my digital marketing infrastructure. And a lot has definitely changed since 2015. That's nearly 10 years ago. So finding this old boot camp and using ChatGPT and AI, I don't know, maybe I will do something with blogging for you guys in the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to be very transparent and share some things that have been going on along the way. So with that said, I admit I was a little intimidated, and I think that's part of why it took me so long to get the website back up. If you want to know the whole story about why it's been down for 2 years and it's my main blog, because it's my name, you can go back and watch that video. I still owned the domains. I actually had paid for hosting that entire time, and just now got the website back up. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I really am going all in on Pinterest again, like I did in 2018. Really, this earlier part of this year is the only time I haven't really gone all in on Pinterest, just because I just needed a break. I just needed to. And then, I also had to gear things back up this summer, because I really want to do well and have some very aggressive goals for 2024. And that's going to take massive traffic. And just to recap, in case you don't know, how you make money online is you need a high converting offer, and you need to drive traffic to that converting offer. So you need to create content. You need to convert people from that content. So you need to create, capture, and convert is the way that I have learned it from some internet legends along the way. So I've been very, very blessed in who I have learned from, and even still continue to learn from to this day. So one of the things that I get asked a lot, and I'll have to do a separate video on this fully, but about starting a blog is, what platform. And I will be honest with you, in recent years, I've even set up blogs and websites for people using other platforms, and I just was not as happy as I am with using WordPress.org. I don't believe in using the free WordPress. They may have come a long way, but the reason I originally learned and went with WordPress.org is because you own that blog pretty much over 90%. I say that, right? Because as long as you are on the up and up and you do things on the up and up, you will have no problems, right? But if you do some shadier things, if you tick enough of the wrong people off, your host can tell you got to go, and you need to go find another host, as we've seen with some high profile situations in recent years, right? So you do own it, but just remember, you own the house, but you don't necessarily own the land in an allegorical sense, right? So keep that in mind. All right. So I use WordPress.org, and the reason I use WordPress.org, one of the original reasons again, was because it allowed me to be able to install the Facebook Pixel. My first blog was actually very free. It was a Tumblr, okay? Because that's what people that I knew at the time told me, and so I went with Tumblr, right? It just made sense. Plus, I saw a lot of people using Tumblr on Pinterest, so it made sense to me. So notice again that I started with Pinterest, and Pinterest is what drove me to start blogging, because I saw what was happening over there. And you know, I got these things called master's degrees, but more than that, I got common sense. In my common sense, combined with my formal education and work experience, said you need to have a blog if you want to be successful at what you're doing, and you're utilizing Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram at the time. So it was a great way to get a lot of content out there, and I did. So I needed to be able to put the Facebook pixel on there. Then Pinterest came along, and you could use you could switch to a business account and also put the Pinterest tag on your website, because what that would allow me to do was full funnel, from taking a complete stranger on the internet, bribing them once they get to my website to give me their contact information, to be able to get them on my email list. But then also, because those tracking mechanisms were on there, that I would be able to retarget my website visitors. Now I know that might be way up here for some of y'all, but don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just getting it all out, because that's what I do now, as I document, because then I can go back with AI and clean everything up and get it all packaged and pretty. And yeah, so I'm super duper excited about that. So I use WordPress, and I'm not going to name my host, but yeah, I've paid my host for the last 2 years for security, for domain privacy, and all of that stuff. And I finally sat down on Sunday and got it back up. And it was very interesting, because just not too long ago, and I know I mentioned this in my previous video, I talked about how I was like, oh my God, it's time for you to start blogging again, but you had some great blog posts and they're gone. They are gone. You should have been backing all that stuff up. Well, in a way I kind of did, okay? Because on every blog post, I always embedded either a YouTube video or an infographic or some form of really visual representation to that blog. And I could locate that in my vault, okay? And I have multiple vaults, gigs, hundreds of gigs of vault, as along with Pinterest and YouTube and Facebook, where I can go back and I can locate a lot of those images. And then a lot of the time, if I did not use a video, there might still be a doc of the blog post that I can work from. So that's good news. And then in the case of the video, what I've been doing is literally using the transcription and having ChatGPT convert the transcription into a blog post for me, and having it write my meta descriptions and doing all the SEO work for me. So I am a blogging powerhouse right now. And I'm just like, and I'm simplifying things, because I'm not saying I learned it in a very overly complicated kind of way, but I've also learned a lot of things along the way, and things do adjust and they change, right? And so some of the things that I originally learned, I may not do, and I may have added onto it. And some of the tools that I originally learned are no longer even around. So now it's a matter of exploring and finding new tools. So I will definitely be sharing all of that. There is a video on my YouTube where I talk about blogging and Pinterest, and I need to update that, because that was over a year ago, about a year and a half ago. And so now it's time to update that. Blogging and Pinterest go hand in hand, because you can make pins on Pinterest, and you can make multiple and an infinite amount of pins for a handful of blog posts, for 10, 20 blog posts, and just keep making pins going back to those blog posts. And you can drive a lot of traffic to your blog, where then you can have mechanisms in place that, again, are bribing those people visiting your website with something of value to them, and they give you their email or their text number, and then you can be in regular communication with them. And not so much anymore do you worry about retargeting, because a lot has changed with that, with iOS 14 and now iOS 17, which is either out or coming soon, where there's you can't even really track them when they're in private mode. If they don't have a private browser window open, you can't track the ones that they are in. And I'm all for that. I'm a-okay with that. I am not complaining about that one bit. But I also talked about in my last video, which you probably should go back and watch if you haven't, and make sure, by the way, you hit that subscribe button if you're finding value, and you come back, that subscribe or follow button, depending on where you're watching this, right? Because I'm going to be sharing more of this journey and sharing more and more and more about Pinterest. So what was I saying? I was saying about something. Looking like my cousin. So yeah, you want to make sure that you understand that when you put that blog post on Pinterest, you don't have to create a whole lot of content. You can literally work Pinterest in about an hour each month. In fact, I give you a key strategy in my free training that was recorded for some really, 6-figure, 7-figure business owners this summer, and it is titled The Secrets of Winning at Pinterest When You Are Short on Time. Is completely free. To download that, all you have to do is text me at 414-404-6040, the word secret, and I will send you the recording along with a workbook for you to fill out, because thanks to ChatGPT, I can easily create that stuff in minutes now. Okay, so if you are selling anything online, if you are looking to build an audience, and if you are looking to build community, which you should be going forward, right? Because that's why all these people who years ago told you that you didn't need to do digital marketing are now all of a sudden selling a digital marketing course. Number one, because they're getting 100% profit, which they're gonna regret that in the end. I'm just gonna put that out there. Not fully regret it, but they're gonna, that's gonna, yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I talked about that in another video that I need to update. But that's why they are selling that, because that's the mistake that they made. They really relied on the platform, and the platforms can change their algorithms, and they do at any given time. And where there are a lot of people, some of them still can make a post and talk directly to their audience, and they can say, hey, drop this word if you want information, and then they can make thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on that post. But for most people, that's not the case, right? And even for those that can do it, they can't always do it, and it's not as consistent as reliable. Whereas when you set up this full digital marketing infrastructure, aka machine, that I set up, you always have your lead list. You always have people that you can communicate. So whether Facebook is up or down, they're changing their algorithm, any platform, you can still communicate with those people. And one of the nice things, this is what I was getting to with Pinterest, is that Pinterest is a search engine, and because it is a search engine, they can identify signals from what people are searching for, what their intent is. And so when you create content for the various stages of the buyer's journey, okay, again, I know for some of y'all this might be over your head, but don't worry. Just stick with me here. People online, especially like Facebook and that, they're not there to buy. They're there to be social. They're there to see dog and cat videos and kid videos and watch and see a lot of memes. Whereas people on Pinterest are there for visual inspiration. They are planning for moments in their life, whether that's a concert, whether that's a holiday meal. They're hosting holiday this year, and they're looking for decorations, for recipes, and and if they're a guest, they're looking for hairstyles. They're looking for outfit and fashion and makeup, and they're looking for skincare tips, and they're looking for finance tips, and they're looking even for divorce quotes and inspiration on Pinterest. And that's why you want to be there, right? And so they are able to give different signals by what they're searching for, and Pinterest has the data is king, and they know how to interpret that. And so as long as you are creating content for every stage of the buyer's journey, whether you're doing ads or you're not doing paid ads, you can still organically reach more people. Some people say 20x. I'm a little more conservative. I say 5 to 10x. And hey, even 5 to 10x is great, right? 20, you're really, really happy, right? So you can reach more people organically. And because of that, you can drive more people to your website. You can collect more leads, and then you have more opportunities to convert. Okay. So that's what I mean about the buyer's journey and Pinterest. And guess what? Module 5, which I've given a preview of, goes through all of this. in the course, Pin Profits Mastery. It is my favorite module. It is become a monetized magnet, right? And you can do this with Pinterest, and I show you how in that course. So what I want you to do is I want you to go and text me at 414-404-6040, the word secret, so you can understand the strategy behind this course and how it's going to save you time, and you won't have to sit and babysit like you do on Facebook all day and still not necessarily get in front of the right people. You can get in front of the right people, the targeted audience, which by the way has higher income levels and higher education level, and chances are they're not on any other platform. There's a good chance of that, right? So incremental audience that you're getting in a cookieless world, right? Pinterest, I'm telling you, it's going to surge in 6, 12, 18 months, right? And so that's why I'm putting my stake in the ground. I got TamiraHamilton.com back up, and I'm positioning it to drive massive amounts of traffic. And there's no better time. There's no more exciting time in the world to be doing all of this than right now, when we've got AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Jasper, Copy AI, all these amazing tools to help you. I heard a stat, and that stat was something to the tune of the people who are using ChatGPT without any other team are 40% more productive than those who don't. 40% increase in production. I can tell you just from what I've done today, I got out a blog post. I was on Zoom, different Zooms for 4, 5 hours today, and I still got out a blog post, a quality blog post with a YouTube video embedded in it that is SEO optimized. And then I still went through every single week of that blogging boot camp, which was over 3 hours. I will say about 4 hours of training, created transcripts, created key points and summaries, created workbooks, the workbook answer book, and checklists, all in today. There's no way I could have done that in 2015. Absolutely no way I would have even tried. Well, I would have tried. I ain't gonna lie. And I did, right? And I was exhausted. I would get burned out. And here it is, 8:30. I'm in my pajamas, and I'm pretty wired up and excited and talking to you because I was able to get so much done. Now keep in mind, I do take some amazing, clean, world-class supplements that, I mean, look at me. Look at me. 49 years old, gonna be 50 in January, right? That is also powering me to do this, right? So I'm gonna go. Don't forget to text me at 414-404-6040. I'll come back and talk some more about blogging and Pinterest. I can't even think about what right now, but just come back, because make sure you hit that follow button, make sure you subscribe, and bring a friend, share with a friend, because it's about to get good, y'all. It's about to get good. You want to be in Pin Profits Mastery. Believe that. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.